Hello, everyone. This is Charlie speaking. Nice to meet you. Tonight, I'd like to tell you about what I've done for 3 years recently because I become really fluent in English speaking after I practiced for 3 years. Actually, let me tell you from the first. When I was in school life, I studied hard for the TOEIC test, and my listening and my reading skill was quite high. But my speaking skill was not that high because I just was able to communicate with foreigners for survival. And for about 25 years since I was working in my company as a mechanical engineer, I really wanted to be fluent in English speaking. And from time to time, I registered to the conversation class on the online or sometimes offline without stop. But I wasn't successful to be fluent in English speaking for that period. And about 3 years ago, when I started to learn English speaking again, I was really curious whether I can be fluent or not, even if I study English hard for the rest of my life, like 10 years or 20 years more. But anyway, I did my best to be fluent, and let me tell you what I've done from that time. At first, I tried to kept my diary every day, and I summarized what I wrote in English and practiced speaking with the contents. And after I practiced several times for recording, I recorded my voice, my diary, about 1 minute at first, later 30 minutes like, and I become gradually fluent in English speaking from that time. And finally nowadays I feel I'm much confident in this English speaking, and also people say my English doesn't pronounce like a Korean person, and I'm really excited to practice English speaking by myself. And then I also learned a lot from the native speakers because I posted my diary and my recording of the diary on the online platforms like Hello Talk or English Diary Bands in the internet. And I can communicate with native people, native speakers, and they corrected my diary, and they also gave me a lot of lessons to me after they listened to my recordings and corrected my pronunciation and also the grammatical mistakes too. That way, I could speak longer as time goes by. And then I started to record my voice like a 30 minutes every day, about a year later. And nowadays, I become fluent, and I used to host my live show on Hello Talk or Hi Local for about 1.5 hours to 2 hours every day. And it greatly helps me fluent in English speaking. So I'd like to tell you my way, how I become fluent in English speaking. Let me tell you my secret. The secret is you need to practice English speaking as much as possible. In other words, you better speak out until you become fluent. I was really curious how much I have to practice English speaking until I become fluent in English. Now I got the answer. The answer is we need to practice English speaking, talk and talk every day as much as possible until we do not make any mistakes. That's what I've learned from my 3 years of practicing English speaking, and that is what I wanted to share with people who are suffering from their practicing of English speaking. It can be another foreign language too. Thank you for listening.